Hey guys, so the other day I pulled a Lunafreya Neovisions. She is very similar to Neovision's Terra in the way she performs. So we're going to try her against the Asura Scorn trial, and then I might try her on some other trials after this. But I like taking my new units to the hardest fight in the game. Asura is, in my opinion, still qualifies as the hardest fight in the game. We'll take her to some other trials and do some flashy OTKs. But let's try for Asura first, and we're going to see how Lunafreya does as an evocation mage. So here's my Lunafreya. In the base form, we have geared her for immunity to breaks with the Vermilion flag. We've also given her some dual wield and some killers. She doesn't have much killers right now, and her base form is honestly not the most impressive. It's very similar to Terror. All the damage comes from the shift form, which is limited duration, and you're stuck in the base form for a few turns. But I did gear her for killers. We've got 275 humans, 75 demons, 75 undead. So we're going to do a little bit of chaining in the base form and, do the best we can. But, yeah, most of the damage comes from the shift form. Now, in her shift form, I farmed one of her staff from the Chronicle battles. I did not farm two of them. I may at some point, if I did, she'd have 6,500 magic or so and better stats overall. But this staff is just a big pain to farm. But you can farm as many as you want if you have the stamina to do so. But anyway, so I've geared her this way for her shift form. We've only got 270 Evo damage and maxed out Evo magic, and then 200 LB damage, and then 5,600 magic power. If I farmed a second staff, she'd be stronger. I might at some point. It's just so tedious. I don't know. We'll see. And then Mickey built me one. His is similar to mine. His base form's a little lower on the magic, and but he has more killers. He's got 225 human, 125 demon, and 150 undead killer. He's also got break immunity with the Vermilion flag. Because we're not using a break immunity buffer on this team, so I wanted immunity from gear. Shift form he has for Evo stats. He's got 5,100 magic, 200 LB damage, maxed out Evo magic, and 220 Evo damage. His staff is only +3. He didn't finish the farming yet. Understandable. I used a bunch of energy pots last night to finish mine quickly. But yeah, so here we go. So we're going to be doing capping in the shift form and then chaining in the base form. The rest of the team, I've changed it up a little bit from my classic, what are these called? Asura clears. Gabranth, base form, he's actually +2, or EX +2 at this point. So his stats went up a lot. He's now got 4,200 defense, 43,000 hit points, and 100 resistance to all the important resistances. He's a little low on wind and earth resist, which is actually going to be a big problem. For one thing, we're not curing imperils at all on this team. We're not bringing an imperil curer. So he's going to get really hit hard in phase 1, but because he's EX2, he should be able to tank it. And then here's his gear and his card. And then the shift form, he's just wearing miracle shoes for the permanent buff. We're going to start the fight in the shift form and then go to the base form for the rest of the fight. We're going to use Rem, just classic Rem. Same setup as usual, but I gave her the Rallying Cry to help fill LB gauge in phase 2. Phase 1, she's going to seal. We're bringing Summerfina and Liz. She's going to be able to imperil water, heal the team, do mana regen, and break the boss. We're going to combine Breaker and Healer in one with Summerfina and Lid. So there's her stats, and she's full evasion as well, because we're going to use her to seal sometimes, and anyone sealing the boss needs to be full evasion. I lied. We're not doing that. No. That was the original plan. I changed it. Ignore that. We're not doing evasion. I fixed that. Completely ignore what I said. Shift form, we've got her with Eurasia's TMR Wisdom of Heth, so she can have permanent undispellable spirit buff. That's all that really matters. And then we're going to use Faislis and Charlotte as our tag chainer. They are on Golem for summoning Golem most turns of the fight. And then on the turns that we cap the LB of the Lunafreyas, we're going to be using a tag chain to self-chain and get that cap in. Other than that, she's just wearing some defensive gear. We're not really bothering with her stats other than mana regen. We gave her a water weapon so she can chain water when she tag chains, And that's the team. Let's give it a try. Hey guys, I made a mistake on my clear, and I don't want this friend to go on cooldown, so we're going to start this fight over from scratch. Alright, so I believe I mentioned in the intro that Lunafreya is similar to Terra, and that she's She powers up in her shift form, then she does capping. So we're going to go ahead and shift with our Lunafreyas right away and start getting ready. Now, we're going to save the Magnus LB buffs for later in the fight. So we're going to just use her weaker buff for this beginning. So it's going to be a smaller capping, but I want to save the strong buffs for Phase 2, because Phase 2 is much tankier. So we're going to use... we're going to use Rem to seal the boss. Let's see here. We're going to use Fid to break and then just fill LB and all that. We're just going to guard Physalis for now, or Physalot. We're going to mitigate, and if I'm doing this wrong, alright, Gabranth, oh my god. Gabranth is going to mitigate cover, mitigate himself, and we're going to physical mitch because we're not using Golem on this turn. Okay. Ouch, we got mana drained. That sucked. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and seal the boss with Rem. Now hopefully we get some crystal drops for Rem. I mean for the Lunafreyas. If we don't, we'll just fill LB with we didn't get it. So we'll have to use Fid to fill LB gauge so we can do our capping here. So we're going to go ahead and shift our Physalit, and we're going to do a tag chain so we can cap this chain. And we're going to cap. Now this is going to be a weaker cap. We're not using her Magnus abilities yet. But it should still do decently damage in Phase 1. Okay-ish. And we didn't use Golem or anything. We also didn't really heal Gabranth. How do you get healed? How do you get healed? That's strange. Oh, does Beach House break heal? I didn't even realize that. Okay. Well, in that case, we're gonna just... We're not even gonna use a Magnus. We're gonna save a Magnus because we don't need to use it. Okay, so... Mana drain. So now we have 3 turns of base form on Lunafreya. This is gonna be lower damage as we just chill and wait. So let's go ahead and Golem here. Let's seal the boss. Let's do buffs and all that. Wait for the seal to finish. Alright, do this. And now we're going to chain Holy in the base form. We do have the Leviathan field active with boost water damage. You can see the Leviathan in the background. That's the field. Her shifted LB puts up the Leviathan field automatically for you. It does boost water magic damage, and we could chain water with Lunafreya. But the thing is that even with a water field up, her holy chains in the base form are still more powerful than her water chains. So we're going to be chaining holy element in the base form until her shift is off cooldown. Alright. So on turn 7, we can cap again. Let's see. We need to Golem, we need to seal. And now we're just going to quad cast holy damage. We could use the Holy Magnus abilities, but we're going to save those for Phase 2. We don't need them in Phase 1 because we're going to finish off this phase once our LB is ready again. Alright, Fid. Doesn't Fid have another way to fill LB gauge? I thought she did. She may not. She probably doesn't. I don't know. Gabranth. Gabranth will just cover and mitigate. Alright, so we are going to start taking some pretty big hits on Gabranth. I showed in the intro, we're not using really wind or earth resist gear, and we're also not curing imperils. So we're going to be hitting really hard on Gabranth every now and then, like right there. Earth damage, big pain. But he's now EX2, he's got his EX2 buffs in JP, so he is very strong. So he can take it. Let's go ahead and seal. Next turn we can shift. So let's go ahead and chain here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just mana and then double heal with Fid because Gabranth is getting hit really hard. Alright, hopefully the friend does not get mana drained again, because I don't want to have to fill mana next turn. Of course the friend got mana drained. Oh, good. Oh, good. She has 300 mana. That's plenty. Her mana's fine. 300 is enough for what we need. Okay, so, this turn the boss does not have an attack buff, so we don't actually need... how's our LB looking? Yeah, we're not gonna golem this turn. Well... Oh, we need to shift, first of all. Let's go ahead and shift. The thing is, if you're not using Lunafreya's Magnus, her regular infinite use power-up does consume Esper Gauge. So, I think we're going to do it this way. I think just one cast should be enough. It should be fine. So that way we can probably still do Golem with some drops if I get lucky on the drops. Let's try it. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And let's go ahead and seal. And this should give enough crystals to do Golem. It did. Let's go ahead and Golem. Let's have Gabranth refresh his covers, and we'll use Fid to break. And we're going to get ready to push the boss to phase 2 in just a second. Okay. So phase 1, two LBs without using the Magnus. Not too bad. And he cheeky mana drained my Lunafreya, which is fine. The boss has an attack buff this turn, and I think this is a win damage turn, but it doesn't matter because we're about to win. This phase, at least. Okay, so let's go ahead and tag chain with our Faizalet. Okay, phase 1 complete, and we still have all uses of our Magnus remaining. We're going to use Gabranth to mitigate, and we're going to use a Magnus to survive this phase transition. We're going to use Rem to AoE re-raise just in case, and we're going to fill LB gauge twice, or fill mana twice with her her mana refill skill. Fid doesn't need to do a whole lot here. There's not much for her to do, so she'll just do more mana regen and a little bit of healing. So we'll heal up and do some more mana regen. Okay, so this is phase 2. So we're going to stall intentionally a little bit in phase 2 until turn 13. We couldn't power up anyway until turn 11 because of the cooldown. But I'm going to wait till turn 13 to line up her burst with this shield being down, the boss's shield. So first thing we're going to do is break the boss, do a little bit of mana refill, and imperil. We're going to golem like every other turn. Now because we're not using imperil removal, we're going to keep re-raise on Gabranth with Rem. Gabranth will cover and mitigate. And now we're going to start dealing damage with our Lunafreyas. So we're going to imperil and chain. And we're chaining Holy Element. The damage is going to be very, very low. This phase, the boss is super tanky. She's double raised. It's hard to gear killers. We're not using evoke damage. It's going to be just hard to deal with the boss's phase. But when we get her LB, it's going to be some nice burst. So there is some extreme damage on Gabranth, but EX2 can take it. The boss did cure all her imperils and all, so we're going to use, we're going to re-imperil and do some chaining. Actually, can't one of these imperil water? Yeah, although, let's do it this way, and we don't want to mix elements. Yeah, let's do it this way for more damage. So we're going to chain, and this is the right one. Yeah. Chain for more damage. The boss did cure all the debuffs, so let's go ahead and break her again. Did I not heal with Fid? Did I do the wrong skill? It's possible. I guess we'll heal with Rem. Did I break the boss? I did. What skill did I use on Fid? I pushed reload. Okay, so the boss's shield is up and all, and when the boss's shield is up, she's super tanky. So you're gonna deal very low damage. That's kind of the reason you want to line up your burst turns for when the shield is down. So that's the reason once the Brave Shift is available, we're still going to just keep on waiting. Yeah, shield is down. We will chain 1, 2, 3, use a Magnus. We will chain 1, 2, 3, use a Magnus. It's Golem. Let's go ahead and... yeah, let's go ahead and do this. A little bit of bonus damage here. I mean, it's not terrible damage, but it is pretty lower end, to be honest. Now what did I do on Fid last turn? I must not have used the heal. I don't know. Or if I did, it just wasn't enough. And we're just waiting on Rem, so she can just, yeah, Rem is using a multi-element weapon, so she can never again attack the boss with her physical attacks, because that would cause an eject. We can't use multi-element in phase 2. Okay, so you see here, this is the turn we could Brave Shift and get ready, but you see, this is the turn the shield is down. If I get ready on this turn, and then burst on next turn, the shield will be up. So we're going to just keep on stalling for 2 more turns, as we wait for a better opening to get her LB. So let's go ahead and just chain. But with the shield being down, we are dealing more damage, as you can see. I mean, not much more, but it's a little bit. It's something. All right, so we might actually lose Gabranth here. I think this is the turn the boss cures her debuffs, and she might kill Gabranth. This is the reason we're keeping re-raise on him, just to be safe. And then... oh, no. So she cures her debuffs next turn. That's fine. So we want to start getting ready to burst next turn. So this turn, we're going to just chain. We're going to save the Magnus for next phase. Golem. Go ahead and chain. Or, not next phase, next rotation. Alright, let's reload this. And Rem is not doing a whole lot right now, but that's okay. That's okay. She served her purpose in phase 1. And she's going to cross-summon Golem when we burst in 2 turns. Okay, so there's the boss's debuff cure, and as you see, it dealt a ton of damage to Gabranth. Yeah, so all her debuffs have been cured, so we're going to go ahead and shift... oh, I'm just realizing... I realize a flaw in my plan. Oh, no. Ooh. Oh, never mind. I'm sitting here worried. Like, I'm sitting here looking like, oh, I didn't fill the LB on Lunafreya's in time, and what am I going to do? That doesn't matter. Her Magnus automatically fills it. We're fine. Okay, so we're going to Magnus, boost, and I guess we can technically chain a little bit this turn. Yeah, we can chain a little bit this turn. So we're going to Magnus, boost, and chain a little bit. We're going to use Fid to re-break and imperil. We'll go ahead and Golem this turn. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get ready for a burst next turn. This works out. This works. That chain was whatever. It was so whatever. It's fine. Let's do this. Rem will just reload. Yeah, because put up re-raise on Gabranth, just to be safe. He hasn't died yet, so we're good for the moment. Okay, and now we're finally going to do a burst, a phase 2 burst, with the shield down. Okay, let's do it. Let's burst. Let's make sure the imperils are still up. She didn't, like, cure or breaks or anything. Nope. Imperils up, breaks up, shield is down. Let's tag chain and hope I don't mess up this chain. What am I saying? Hold on, mess up the chain. It's a tag chain. You can't mess it up. Okay. There it is. Good damage. Let's go ahead and cross-summon Golem so we can get that mitigation every single round forever and ever and ever. Let's do some healing. And Gabranth. We'll go ahead and just do a defense buff. Okay, so the boss is going to start healing again. We're going to now wait until turn 18 for the next power-up, and we're going to finish the boss on... no, we're going to wait till turn 19 for the next power-up. And we're going to finish him on turn 20. 20 turn clear with Lunafreya. Seems decent. Seems good. Okay, so we're going to swap Faisal it back to Golem every turn. Shield is up. We're going to go ahead and go back to the Holy Element in the base form. A little bit of irrelevant chaining. Yes. Let's go ahead and chain. Alright, let's break. Let's have Rem go back to dual casting Curaja as a backup heal, as well as a re-raise. Gabranth will do this. Okay. This is so much smoother with an EX2 Gabranth. This is my first time using EX2 Gabranth after getting his EX2, so he's so much tankier. It makes a tremendous difference. There's the healing, which is just the worst, but, you know, not much you can do about that. The boss didn't cure debuffs, no. So we've got, so it's turn 16. Turn 16. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and use the rest of this Magnus just to get him. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We don't need to worry about filling the LB gauge on Lunafreya because we have one charge of Magnus remaining, and it will fill for us. Okay. The boss cured her. Oh my god, pain. Yeah, if that wasn't an EX2 Gabranth, he'd be super dead. She cured her debuffs and kept attacking, and because we're not removing the imperils, he took damage, but he is thick. Alright, so we need to break the boss, and we need a double heal. Let's go ahead and Golem. Let's see, Gabranth will just cover again. And we need to imperil the boss because we did lose our imperil when she cured her debuffs. Alright. Not bad. And then Rem can just keep re-raise on Gabranth just in case, because he came really close to dying a minute ago. Now this is the turn that the boss is going to put up her shield again, her spear. I call it the shield. It's her defense and spirit buff. So we could shift and get ready for a burst next turn. As you can see, the spirit buff would still be there. So we're going to just keep chaining for one more turn, and then we're going to power up the turn after that, so we don't have to worry about that spirit buff. And we're going to finish off the boss on turn 20, unless something terrible happens, which it could. So we're not gonna get overconfident. And we're gonna use a big defense buff to make like really sure that we survive. Okay. And the boss healed. What a jerk! Alright, let's Golem. We're going to go ahead and shift on turn 19, and we're going to get ready to kill this fool. So we're going to... Quadcast is still available. So we're going to Magnus, we're going to boost, and we're going to do some chaining. Let's go ahead and shift. Actually, you know what we could do even? You know what we could do even better? We could do... Oh, that wouldn't work. Yes, it would. Just for the fun of it, we're gonna kill Rem. I'm sorry, Rem. I'm sorry, Rem. Goodbye. That's gonna fill the Esper gauge, and that's gonna let us use some Esper chaining this turn for some bonus damage. We're gonna get some big damage this turn. We never imperiled yet with lightning, so we're going to break. We're going to use a lightning imperil with Fid, and then heal. We'll just leave Rem dead. The fight's over. We don't care. And I'm aiming for like the... No, we'll play it safe. We'll play it safe. I'm kind of deviating from the plan here just because I can. And as you see, the lightning chain is just destroying her through the shield. We could have quad casted that even, but no, but we're powering up for the finish. And me killing Rim was optional. I didn't have to do that. I'm just being flashy for the finish. Okay, so the shield is down. Shield's down, Imperil's up. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and tag chain and finish this on turn 20. Okay. Pretty smooth, pretty smooth. I did have to reset the fight to start over because I'm still figuring out the best way to use Lunafreya as a finishing as a like consistent trial DP. When I use Terror in trials on global, the fight's over in 5 seconds, so I don't really get a flow of how to use them for consistent damage. So it took me a try or two to figure it out, but yeah, it worked out well. Okay, there was Lunafreya versus Asura, and now I'll take her to some other trials for fun. Will I go and pop some like Iron Giant Scorn or something, or maybe Sandworm just for the fun of it? But yeah, there was the Asura trial. I will see you guys next time.